Hello there my fellow holotable heroes, and welcome to a brand new galactic challenge. So we got the return of a fleet challenge. It's been a while since we had one. Now usually our go-to fleet has always been Malevolence, but unfortunately today we have the return of the dodge feat where you have to evade 10 attacks. So I will be utilizing other fleets than Malevolence today, so 3 different fleets for you. There'll be YouTube chapters below as always if you just want to skip through to the battle. Otherwise, let's just review the modifiers and the feats we need to achieve today. So we are on Hoth, so we got the asteroid belt modifier. So at the end of every turn, everybody is inflicted with damage over time. It's like Tatooine for ground, right? And this obviously makes stalling the battle really hard because eventually enemies just start dying off with damage over time. So this will be today the challenge to stall long enough to get your evasion feat done. And on top of it all, this actually doesn't help us because we get a 50% chance to call an assist whenever we hit somebody with target locked. So we get more attacks, which means we finish off enemies faster. So kind of both modifiers today are working against us, making it very difficult really to stall. Steadfast Retribution, whatever, right? I won't even be utilizing, to be honest, Galactic Republic ships. They'll just be in reinforcement, so nothing really to say here. In terms of the modifier, the enemies, they have the odds modifier, which again, they can assist. So depending on RNG, they can get a lot of assists from this and global modifier combined. But luckily, no Millennium Falcon on their side, otherwise it would be just probably too many assists. So let's look at the feats next. You have to win while fielding 3 Galactic Republic ships. You can just put them in reinforcement, whichever ones you like. Plow will definitely come in handy for his dispel, I think, just to get shake off those damage over times. You have to win without losing a unit. Now in the battles that I'll show you today, actually, I did always lose 1 or 2 ships, but this is because I was stalling as hard as I could to get the evasion feat done. Otherwise, you can very quickly burn through these guys, and I don't think losing a unit feat should be challenging. The one that will be is the one where you have to evade 10 attacks. Now that doesn't sound a whole lot, but when enemies start dying off from damage over times, one quickly after the other, it has become challenging. But there are multiple ways you can get this done. So first kick off with maybe what probably is the easiest one with the Rebel fleet. Whether you run Home 1 or Profundity probably doesn't even matter. I'm just using Home 1 as it's way more accessible obviously than Profundity. In terms of the starting lineup, I'm going with Raven's Claw because he in its own kit, they've got some ways to actually gain foresight, so extra foresight, why not? Otherwise probably Raven's Claw is not really needed. I just thought might as well put him in there just to highlight. The key really are Phantom and Ghost. So as you can see, Phantom gains extra evasion for each Rebel ally that we have, so even without foresight it may evade an attack here and there. Then also whenever Ghost receives a debuff or is critically hit, Phantom gains foresight. So again, lots of foresight there, and because of obviously constant damage over times on everybody including Ghost, Phantom will constantly be regaining foresight and taunt, and then additionally as well from this ability it has 60% chance to gain foresight as well. So lots of foresight for Phantom, so Phantom will really be the key ship here. Then another source of foresight is Hans Falcon. So if you do bring it as a reinforcement, it will give foresight to all allies, not just rebels. So even though when you then use it with some other fleet as a reinforcement, I will always use it. It will be granting foresight up, and you can try to line up bringing in Hans Falcon as a reinforcement just before the enemy brings in Ghost, because then Ghost comes in, does an AoE, and that can give you like 4 or 5 dodges there. And finally, let me show you my Ghost as well. Not the highest gear, so even if you have lower gear, I think it should still work. Anyway, let's hop in the battle now, and let me show you how this team works. So here we go, enemies very fast, that's okay, there you go. Debuffs over on Ghost, which means Phantom gains foresight and taunt. Now they have to target Phantom there, Phantom gains more foresight, another dodge there we go, gaining foresight again. So you can see because of the modifier where we are constantly getting damage over times on our guys including Ghost, Phantom basically has a perma foresight on it, so it's constantly evading. As the first reinforcement, I'm going to bring in Plow just to clean up all those damage over times, and this is where you really want to stall. I don't want to boost their meter to my team and give them more turns. Just kind of basics here. We'll just focus on one enemy at a time, because otherwise they'll all kind of start dying off very quickly from damage over time. There we go. Wedge is down, so is Y-Wing. So only Biggs here and Phantom left. I'm going to just go ahead, clean up there and put a taunt over on Phantom just to remove those damage over time. So I'm just basics here. I'm not trying to kill these guys. As long as you stall hard enough that they bring in a Ghost after Phantom, I think evasion feat should be then able to complete. Again, without feat tracker, you may have to attempt a few times. With each of these fleets that I'm showing, I need like 4 or 5 attempts to get these kind of lined up, that I was able to stall long enough. I'm just gonna again here cleanse off the debuffs there from Ghost. There we go, they brought in Ghost. AoE, got a couple of nice dodges there. And at this point, after obviously Ghost comes in, does an AoE, you get some nice evasion. You're pretty much good to go. But just for good measure, bringing in here Hans Falcon, giving everybody foresight again. So again, a lot of dodging here, left and right. And there we go. Defeated there as well. Finally Ghost. And this then gave me the evasion feat. So I evaded, I don't know how many times, but at least 10. Again, without feat tracker, you may need 4 or 5 times to get it done, depending on how hard are you able to stall. So the next fleet that I tried was the resistance fleet, because with Holdo there is lots of way to give foresight to your resistance ships. So here, as you can see, one good thing about this, when you do lose foresight, you gain evasion up. So even then you still have a chance to evade a lot, even though once you lose foresight. Now where foresight comes from, actually, it's from the deflector shield. Raddus has many ways to apply the deflector shield. So all resistance guys start with deflector shield, then 2 specials give deflector shield, and after your unit that has deflector shield on it takes a turn, it will gain foresight. So that's how you gain foresight, and you'll be dodging as well a lot. So you got this special here, gives deflector shield. This one will clean up all the debuffs and give deflector shield, which is pretty cool. And even its basic, it will give foresight to the target ally. So many ways to gain foresight. And on top of it all, Poe and his special as well here ability, he grants himself foresight. And same as the first battle, will also be utilizing their Han as the reinforcement here, just to gain give foresight to everybody when he reinforces. Okay, there we go. They got a couple of hits here. There we go. Got a dodge already. There we go. Getting foresight, just doing spinning trick. I'm going to go ahead boost their meter to X-Wings first, so I can go ahead push back center meter or Y-Wing. We're just trying to stall the battle now. We're not, so just kind of utilizing basics here. There we go. Nice dodge there. Another dodge. So you can see lots of dodging already. I think that was already like 4 dodges so far. And I'm not bringing any reinforcement yet. I'm just going to use the special ability there from their Raddus, just to get everybody foresight and deflector shield and clean up the damage over times, because the whole name of the game is stalling. No big AoEs there from Falcon, just basics. There we go, lots of dodging there thanks to the evasion up. Poe beat the dust. There we go, more dodging. There we go, perfect. So let's just go ahead, bring in Plo as the first reinforcement, just to clean up the damage over time, to keep your resistance ships alive. Just keep doing basics. There we go, perfect. I'm going to go ahead, put deflector shield over on Falcon, so we recover some protection, gain foresight. There we go, about to do an AoE, because I think I've got 10 already at this time, but just to be on the safe side, let's go ahead, bring in here Falcon. Let's see if we can get a couple of more dodges here. Perfect, AoE there, lots of evasion there, so there we go. Also was able to knock it out with Raddus, but again, needed 4 or 5 attempts here, just to line up the RNG that I was able to stall long enough. And there we go. Alright, so we got one more fleet to go for dodging that I want to share with you today, and that is Empires. If you do have Scythe and TIE Interceptor, you can put them under Executrix and you'll be able to gain a lot of foresight, because with Scythe, if Executrix is the capital ship, you summon 2 TIE fighters to the field, and then TIE fighters on their special attacks, they grant themselves foresight and become marked. And TIE Interceptor as well, on its special ability, it will grant itself foresight. If it already has foresight, it will grant it to a random ally. So more ways again there to give foresight to your guys. There we go. So we're just going to go ahead, get 2 summoned there TIE fighters. I'm bringing in Gauntlet just for the cleanse, that again I can keep my guys long enough so I can stall this out. But there we go, we get a Foresight on Interceptor on one of the TIE fighters, just basic. Again, I'm stalling the battle here, I'm not trying to do a lot of damage. There we go, perfect, another dodge there. Okay, yep, okay, let's go ahead, fix up Scythe, let's heal itself up. More dodging there. Now I can go ahead, use the cleanse there from Gauntlet. Get Foresight on another TIE fighter. Well, more or less, it was like 3-4 dodges already. Just basics, just again stalling the battle here. There we go, got Y-Wing down. I'm going after Wedge next. There we go, let's go ahead and do that. Come on, there we go. Use the special, gives Foresight to a random ally. So there we go, we got a now Foresight and Mark on the TIE fighter, so the enemy will have to hit it. Another dodge over there. I'm just gonna do here basic again, just stalling the battle as long as I could. Let's go ahead, heal up Scythe again. Just the Scythe constantly healing himself up. Just gonna do basic again, no AoEs, trying to stall the battle. Just keep doing basics, except when you have a special here to gain a Foresight. Another dodge there, perfect. Okay, there we go, another dodge. I lost one of the summon TIE fighters. Let's go ahead again, clean up those damage over times with Gauntlet so we can keep now our Foresight going. Perfect, here we go. And time to bring in Falcon now, so everybody gain Foresight. So hopefully they have a Ghost coming in a moment, so we can do a lot. We can evade 4 attacks there, because obviously Ghost usually it will do AoE when it comes in. I'm like, come on, can we stall hard enough? Yay, perfect, there we go. An AoE there, 4 dodges right there, and that should be more than enough to complete the dodge feat as well with this, guys. So you can see, guys, no matter which fleet you choose, it's just gonna be stalling is going to be name of the game. So you definitely want to utilize cleansers like Gauntlet, as well as Plo Koon whenever you can, just to get rid of those damage over times on your guys, so that you can keep them alive, especially those ships that do have Foresight abilities. And you know, you should hopefully be good to go with the evasion feat. This one with ships with evasion is always a little bit tricky. Okay guys, hopefully that was useful and helpful, just showing you 3 different fleets that can get this evasion thing done. Again, it's all about stalling, which obviously the damage over time make it difficult, so make sure to bring lots of cleansing abilities so you can keep your ships, especially the ones that do have Foresight abilities and evasion built into them, that they can stay alive long enough to get 10 evasions. Thank you for watching, I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.